Welcome to Warren Hills for a dual meet between the Warren Hills Blue Streaks and the Raritan Rockets, starting off with women's wrestling. I am your play-by-play commentator, Shaney Dunn, accompanied by my color commentator, James Clark. How are you doing tonight, James?
I'm doing well, man. Let me just tell you, I'm excited to be commentating here with you tonight in a wrestling match. It's been a while since I commentated, so, I'm really looking forward to a really good match here tonight between Warren Hills and Raritan. It's going to be a great match.
And I'm excited to start off with the women's wrestling. I mean, we have some big names coming back, especially on the Warren Hills side. We have last season 15-8 Layla Wiggins. She's 5-1 currently on the season. Olivia Rhea, who I got to watch wrestle, even my sister last season. She was 11-12 last season. Rough start in her first meet, 0-2, but she made it to regionals. She placed fourth. And then also we got Olivia Rhea also wrestling in an exhibition bout as well tonight. And yeah, that's pretty much only one wrestler returning on the Raritan side of things in Leanna Sarosi. She was 0-7 last season, 1-1 currently on the season. But besides that, this is most of the girls' wrestlers' first seasons here.
And I think it's going to be really exciting to see where these girls stand, honestly. And you know what? I really like seeing the girls wrestle because it makes things a lot more interesting. It really opens up the sport now to not just boys. It opens up to girls now, too. And I think it's a great opportunity for them to showcase what they can do right here outside of the mat.
And New Jersey's easily been one of the best so far in the beginning of women's wrestling in the state. I mean, now you see a lot of girls getting scholarships from Division I colleges to wrestle there. And it's a beautiful thing. I'm a big fan of women's wrestling, and I'm glad to see it get as much exposure as it has.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have not really watched a whole lot of girls wrestling, especially like in dual meets like this. So I'm excited to really watch this tonight and see what we can really see from these girls tonight. I'm sure it's going to be a battle. It's
going to be a great one. I mean, it's definitely a different pace for men's wrestling, but that's a thing in the next 10 years. I think we're going to see that gap definitely shrink, I feel like, because the big thing is most men have been wrestling since they were in kindergarten or first grade. Women, it's only been a thing for the last 3 or 4 years, besides those few that have been wrestling since kindergarten with the boys. So you're going to see that skill gap definitely shrink. I've already seen it shrink from last season to this season.
Yeah, I really think it's starting to grow now. I really do. And for a while there, it looked like wrestling was kind of going down a little bit, down like a spiral downward a little bit. But I think now that the girls are out here, it's really growing big, like you said, especially in New Jersey. That's one of the strongest states of wrestling in the country.
100%, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I do like that it was also last year's states were placed at a different place from the boys, which some people had a problem with. But I like traditions growing. You're making your own traditions in a sport rather than just following the normality with one sport that's been doing it. I mean, they've been wrestling down the shore for over 50 years, the boys. So it's nice to see the girls kind of separate themselves a little bit and make the best out of that situation as well.
And it's great because now they don't have to worry about – because I've wrestled with girls on my team before, because I was a former wrestler from Hackettstown. And you always feel bad for them because they always had to wrestle a boy. There was never really another girl in the wrestling room for them. So now that they have that opportunity to go out there and wrestle with other girls, it's very, very good for them. And it's a good confidence booster for not only the sport, but for women as well. So it's great to see.
100%. And even speaking from my sister, and I'm going to use her as a point of reference a lot tonight, confidence went up. It's a 180 person after she joined the wrestling team compared to before. She's only a sophomore. And I've seen a lot of women make that transition as well, even just when I went to high school with them. It's like the biggest thing for your confidence in high school, I believe. I mean, you have your weight on your jacket, you have all these things that wouldn't be a normality, and they're using it to their advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's great to really see. It's great to see the sport really growing.
100%. We're going to see what weight we are starting at here with the girls wrestling.
It looks like we were starting at 138 for the girls here for tonight, 138 pounds.
Versus the Raritan Rockets. Let's meet our team.
And here we go with the lineup here.
For the Rockets, Victoria Jin. For the Streaks, Caroline Fonseca. At 100 pounds, for the Streaks, Rihanna Alaz. Rockets have no wrestler. At 114 for the Rockets, Stephanie Dubin. For the Streaks, Nicolette Maeda. At 120 for the Rockets, Abby Milsa. For the Streaks, Mariah Weatherspoon. At 132 for the Rockets, Angelina Donatelli. For the Streaks, Layla Wiggins. At 152 for the Rockets, Jillian Falzone. For the Streaks, no wrestler. At 185 for the Rockets, Reagan Crawford. For the Streaks, Olivia Rea. At 235 for the Streaks, Madeline Hanson. Rockets have no wrestler. And our exhibition match for tonight at the end, for the Rockets, Jillian Falzone. She'll meet Caroline Fonseca. Captains in the center of the ring.
And here we go with the coin flip here. So in case of you people out there that have not really watched a whole lot of wrestling, the point of the coin flip is to be determined on which team gets to throw out their first wrestler, in case you didn't know that.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, I would give the edge here to Warren Hills. I mean, I feel like they have a lot more experience with 2 returning wrestlers. But the first wrestler out there, that's the biggest move here to start off the match.
Definitely. I 100% agree with that. And the coin flip, believe it or not, I think is the most important thing and the most important outcome as far as the match goes, because anything can happen between the start of the lineup and then towards the end of the match. So coin flip is going to be really crucial here tonight, for not only for the girls, but it's also going to be a crucial thing for the boys tonight.
And you see Captain Layla Wiggins out there. She was definitely, I mean, she has the most wins for a girl wrestler in Warren Hills history. Went 50-8 last season, 5-1 on the season so far with a 20-9 record overall. And I'm excited to see what she can do here today.
And she's going to, a 15-8 record. That's a lot of matches for, a young girl to be really wrestling in. So that's really impressive to have a 15-8 record starting out the season 5-1. So I'm excited to see what she can do tonight.
And one big thing you'll notice, Warren Hills, the boys varsity team also coming out to support the girls. And this is a loud gym indeed.
It is most definitely a loud gym for sure. For all the years that I've wrestled, it's always been loud coming here and watching matches here.
Here comes in Caroline Fonseca, 0-1 on the season, looking to get her first win here. And she'll be taking on Victoria Jin.
So this will be an interesting matchup here between 2 girls here who have not wrestled last year but are wrestling this year. So this will be interesting to really see.
I mean, a combined 3 matches of experience between the 2 of them. Only Fonseca's second match and Victoria's third. So this is definitely going to be a fun one to watch.
Definitely, and we'll see. We might see a first win here tonight. You never know. And the match is underway.
And here we go, looking for that single is Fonseca. Got her on her back already.
And she looked like, she could have gotten a half Nelson right there if she would have kept it in there. But, from inexperience, too, it's one of the most basic things that you learn about. But sometimes with these inexperienced wrestlers, they forget that, if you're going to have that in a position, you just throw a half Nelson in. And she just gave up the escape there.
Again, right back to her feet. Quick there now.
Then you see that she's going to try and throw a headlock right there. Not too successful with it yet, but if
still has the headlock there.
If she would have grabbed that other arm, I guarantee you she would have been able to flip her right over. But that does not look like it's going to happen. And Jin looks like she just got it. Yep, she just got the 2 points, and she's getting some back points now. And that should be it right there.
Looking for the pin. Fonseca still trying to get out of this, almost to her chest now.
If she can get herself out of this, Fonseca, that would be something really big.
Escapes out of it.
And she did, so now that should be now in a reversal there. So the match now should be at 5-3, I believe. Should be at 5-3 match.
I believe you're right on that. Now Fonseca has control.
Or is it 6-4? The scoreboard says 6-4 right
I believe
now.
it's 6-4.
So
We'll see.
That looks like that is the correct. That actually does look like that's the correct score.
Now 38 seconds left in the first period here. Fonseca in control.
She wants to throw a leg
Now
in there.
throws over Jin.
And now she just got the reversal there as Jin.
Now making an 8-4 Jin lead here.
See, this is most important right here. If Jin can get under the wrist right there and try to break her down using that ankle and a tight waist there, she would have been able to break her down there and control the wrist.
Now 11 seconds left here in the first period, and a high-scoring affair so far, 8-4.
And this is usually, with some matches like this, you don't usually see a lot of high-scoring matches like this, like what we're seeing right now.
I mean, we're seeing a lot of back and forth here between Jin and Fonseca, and that was definitely expected, but I wasn't expecting all of the points. I really did expect it to go to the end of the period with Jin down before, but now Jin on top.
And she got the tight waist there, and she was able to break that ankle down as she throws in a half Nelson there is Jin.
And that'll bring us to the second period. Jin leads 8-4 over Fonseca.
So now this is Jin's choice right there. She's going to defer to Fonseca, and they're looking to go neutral here. Now that's kind of an interesting point to go neutral here in this kind of situation, especially if you're down 8-4.
I mean, Fonseca did escape twice in the last one, so I think neutral is the best shot for her. But here comes...
Up, and now she's looking to do another headlock there, is Fonseca. But she has to get herself in a position to do it. And now she got herself in a good position now. That should be a takedown at back points. And there it is. It's coming.
Here.
And she could get it. If she gets herself on chest to chest with Fonseca, she could have gotten the pin there.
Gin still fighting.
Throwing that leg in right there is Fonseca.
And just in total control, this might go to the end of the period if she can't get her on her back. Jin is out of sorts here.
Yeah, she does not look like she knows really what to do in this kind of situation. You just need to roll out, belly out, and just really figure out a way to get out. And that is the pin. And your winner is Caitlin, Fonseca with the pin right there.
First career win for Fonseca there. That's got to feel good. And Jin now moves to 1-2 on the season. Fonseca 1-1.
And it's an interesting one right there. Now they're looking to talk about the 3 back points there. I think they're just talking about the score right here, so that way they can record it in the scoreboard. Because it looked like he called the pin right there. Then he went over to the head table. So I'm kind of interested to see if he necessarily called the pin or what. So it looks like he did call the pin right there.
I mean, I was watching it. I didn't want to say it. Did not really. I mean, she was looking at us, and it didn't look like she was on her back. It almost looked like she was still on her side. So this match is going to continue. It might have jumped the gun there, but not a pin.
That's a little interesting right there. I didn't think that they were going to be able to overturn that. I don't know what exactly happened there, but he did slam the mat on the hand on the mat there. It looked like it was a pin, but now she's just holding on to a 9-8 lead.
Back to the ground. I mean, I got to give the ref a little bit of credit there for owning up to his mistake for sure. You don't see a lot of officials doing that nowadays, and that was beautiful by him. But now Gin sits back.
Oh, she looks like she's getting a Peterson roll there. Looking back there, and now she just needs to switch. If she can get this switch here, she would get the reversal, would be Jin.
Now 35 seconds here to go in the second period.
And now you've got a Fonseca riding the legs right there, which was one of my favorite moves as a high school wrestler. And that's a very effective move if you know how to use legs effectively.
100%. And Gin, again, just like it was in the beginning of the second, is looking a little bit lost, looking a little bit stuck. Might be dragging this one out to end the second. Still a tight contest. Probably going to be settled in the third.
I think so, too. I think it's all just really comes down to experience right here. Neither wrestler is able to pin each other, and you can really tell that these two wrestlers are inexperienced. But we're having good excitement right now. And the period should be over right there, and yes, it is.
Couple extra seconds there for Fonseca, honestly.
Yeah, it's their choice right now. He looked over to the other.
And now Ginn going with bottom here.
To start, and I think that's definitely the most important thing. You always want to try to get up that cheap point right there. You can get an escape. That's why most coaches, you'll always see them want to take bottom to start any kind of period, because it's just one of the most basic ways of wrestling to be able to get out from bottom. It's just easier to be able to get out from bottom than it is to ride somebody on top.
100%. Now looking at Turner,
and
definitely a weird fall there.
And we've got locked hands right there, so that's going to be a point for Jin right here. And now she got the escape. So now it's Jin up 10-9 now after the lock hands call.
And this has just been a back and forth battle. This is one of already the highest scoring girls matches I've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen a higher scoring match like this before in girls wrestling here. And neither wrestler has any takedown yet. This is still in a neutral position.
Now flips Fonseca to her back. Going for the pin. She needs to roll her over, but Fonseca's still fighting. Still looking for it.
And
looking to get that last shoulder down, that right shoulder.
Yeah, it looks from our point of view that she is flat, but we are also not in the referee's position, so she could still be.
And that is a pin for Jin, giving her her second win of her career. 2-1 on the season, and Fonseca falls to 0-2 after thinking she had the pin in the second. I mean, that's got to be confusing to have to go wrestle again after you think you already won. Big smile on your face, you're ready for your parents to take your picture almost. Like, that's got to be definitely a little bit of a confusion for her.
I think so too. I don't know exactly what happened in that scenario right there, because in most often cases, once you slam a hand on the mat there and you blow the whistle, that's usually a pin right there. But who knows? Who knows what really happened there? So now that takes Raritan to 6-0 here.
Now at 144.
So now one of the coaches, Warren Hill's coaches, is coming to the head table. So this one, they're saying now that this should be a forfeit.
I mean, we don't even have a 144 on our roster, so it's looking like we're going back to 100. And that is right, forfeit. Rihanna Alice gets her second win of the season and of her career. 2-0 for her on the career. Now coming up at 114 for the Warren Hills Blue Streaks, Nicolette Maeda, 1-2 on the season, and her opponent, Abby Milza, sophomore, 1-2 as well on the season. And this is both of their fourth matches of their career here.
So this will be another really interesting matchup right here, 114. Both even records right here with no experience prior. It'll be good.
Now Maeda looking for that single leg. Looking to take it now, rolls her on her back.
Well, there we go. That's it. That's a takedown.
One.
That's a takedown right there.
It could be going for an early pin.
Yeah, if we get chest to chest right here, this could be an early pin right here for Maeda.
Barely 30 seconds into the period as well. I mean, this was a quick one by Maeda, and Milza really looking to escape this.
Well, she is definitely fighting hard, as Milza is trying to fight hard off of her back right here to not give up the pin. So credit to her right there. Now, if you would be able to just get the chest as Maeda, if you would have been able to back up a little bit, reset your mode there, and try to put chest-to-chest pressure on it, she would have definitely gotten the pin already.
100%. Now we're kind of at a stalemate type of situation here. I mean, Mills is just still on her side barely, and Maeda's really looking for this pin.
And if she would be able to scoop up the head right there like she just did right there, scoop up that head, pressure on the chest right there, chest to chest, she would get the pin right there.
And it's looking like Mills might be out of this one.
Unless if anything drastic happens within the next 33 seconds.
And that is a pin for Nicolette Maeda, now 2-2 on the season. Defeats Abby Mills, now drops to 1-3. A pin, a minute and 28 seconds into the period.
And that was a very impressive showing right there by Nicolette Maeda, as she got the early pin right there.
I got to give Mills a credit, though. She fought for that entire period on her back. That was amazing. Now, next up, at 120, an exhibition bout for the Warren Hills Blue Streak senior, Mariah Weatherspoon. And then for the Raritan Rockets, we will see It says Abby Mills down, but we just watched Abby Mills wrestle at 114, so I'm not exactly sure who we got out there for Raritan. But it doesn't matter. Mariah Witherspoon taking control early. 2 points there for Mariah in the first 10 seconds with a takedown.
And she's got the wrist control right here, so she definitely looks like that she's got experience, that she is coming off of a 10-7 season from a year ago. So she's got a good control of the wrist there. If she would be able to try to do something with that, with some kind of wrist control there, throw a power half or something in there, she would be able to do that. And now she's throwing in a half Nelson right there. Again, that chest-to-chest pressure is very important, so she needs to resettle herself. And that should be the pin right there from our point of view. That is a pin. And that's it.
A pin after only 42 seconds, apologies. That was a quick one there for Witherspoon. I mean, knocked the girl's headgear clear off as well.
Next up at 132.
Now at 132 for the Warren Hills Blue Streaks, we have junior at 5-1 this season, Layla Wiggins. She was 50-8. She is their best returner this season. And facing her is Angelina Donatelli, who only has one match under her belt in her career, and that was a loss. So we will see, will the experience win Wiggins the match here, or will we see an upset?
Hey, you never know. Listen, it's wrestling. Anything can happen.
And Wiggins now takes her down early.
A nice double leg takedown right there from I'm sorry, who is this? This
Wiggins.
is Wiggins right here. So that's a very impressive double leg takedown.
And already a quick 2 points for Wiggins. And that's one thing I've noticed with the Blue Streaks so far. They're very quick. They usually get the first points of every match they've been in. Now Wiggins looking for the half and turning her over. Got her on her back, trying to get chest to chest here.
Yeah, she might have it right here. This match might be over already. She can get that chest to chest pressure. Just back up just a little bit. You get that pressure right there. You got her in a pin.
Wiggins almost lets her up there. I mean, Donatelli twisted. Now lets her get back to her chest.
So now we've got a 5-0 lead here. But I've noticed a lot with these girls wrestlers for Warren Hills is that they've been doing a really good job with wrist control from the top position right here. They've been doing a great job with that tonight, which is very impressive, and it's a nice basic skill to start off any kind of wrestling career with trying to control that wrist.
And you know, I've realized with an 18-6 lead already, I really do think this is just, and this won't be a thing forever in girls wrestling, but I feel like this is just inexperience of your entire school's wrestling program. I mean, this is probably one of their first years for Raritan. Warren Hill's been a feature wrestling team for the last couple of years, but now Wiggins looking to sink in the pin here.
I think she's going to get this pin right here one way or another.
And it's close. We can't see that back right shoulder of Donatelli, but it is another pin for the Blue Streaks, and Wiggins jumps to 6-1 on the season, 21-9 in her career. A great pin there for Wiggins. That's got to mean a lot to her. And Donatelli fought hard that entire period. Only her second match. She's definitely got a promising career coming. But now,
Warren Hills has no wrestler.
So this one should be a forfeit right here, is what they're saying.
So would that be the 152 then?
So that would be 152 pounds because of the roster we're looking at. There's no wrestler for Warren Hills here.
So
and this
Jillian
is
Falzon wins by forfeit, 2-1 on the season, and this is her first year wrestling. Nice forfeit for the freshman there.
And now this is making the score for Warren Hills 24, Raritan 12 for the girls.
And this is one of my personal favorites to watch wrestle. At 185 for the Streaks, Olivia Reyes. She's 0-2 to start the season, a rough start, but it was 11-12 last year and placed 4th at regionals. And facing her is Reagan Crawford, who she is a freshman. This is her 3rd match of her career, 0-2 to start. So both wrestlers looking to get their first win of the season here.
That's awesome. I mean, going 11-12 last year and placing in the regions, that's awesome. Anybody that can place in the region like that, you know, regardless of where they place, it's always impressive.
And Olivia Reyes is a powerhouse for Warren Hills. 185 last year as well. I mean, she was nothing but dominant. A few close matches towards the end of her season, but she's looking to get a statement win here over Reagan Crawford.
And I think it's very well possible because you can see her. She's really getting a lot of control. But I also have to say, though, too, that Crawford is also getting really good control here. But anytime you're kind of in a position like that, well, that was definitely a very impressive move there.
Now Crawford
by
on her back.
Rhea. It really could have looked like that could have been like a headlock or a lateral drop, to be quite honest with you. That's what it really would have looked like. But I just think what happened there was Crawford just fell down, got off balance right there.
And a 48-second pin there for Olivia Rhea, her first win of the season. She just ran at her pretty much. That was almost a power slam. She threw her pretty hard there. And a great win there for Rhea to get her first one of the season.
And it was really impressive to see them both really go out there and just really put themselves in a position to. It looked like it could have been like a 0-0 tie at the end of the day, because that's really realistically what it would look like in a boys' heavier weight match right there. So, but that was good for her, though. I'm really impressed with the way she wrestled that match.
And this would be a 185 forfeit for a Blue Streaks wrestler. We do not have anybody else rostered at 185. But congratulations.
This was 235 right here, I believe, because we just
You might be
wrestled
right.
185.
So that was a win for freshman Madeline Hanson, then moving to 3-2 on the season. And now we will have I'm not sure if our scoreboard is right with the weight exactly.
So it's 36 now for Warren Hills, and Raritan has 12.
Well, I was looking at the weights. I'm not sure which weight is wrestling here.
I think this should be, it looked like it should be the exhibition matches here now. So we'll find out in a minute to see.
It's 152. All right,
152.
perfect.
Awesome. All right.
So originally the Blue Streaks didn't have a wrestler here, but this is looking like Jillian Falzone will be wrestling at 152. Not sure who's out there for the Blue Streaks currently. Now a takedown there by Raritan. Falzone looking for the pin early here, only not even 30 seconds into this match, and she might have her. Now looking just to get chest-to-chest, turn her over, and that right shoulder might be down, and that is a pin for Falzone.
It is a pin. Very impressive right there. Absolutely. But she has to, if she steps off the mat, technically if you step off the mat right there for boys right there, just so you people know, if you step off the mat without shaking hands, regardless if it was on purpose or a mistake, that's a team point for unsportsmanlike. But I think in that case scenario, it's just based off of
I feel like with the inexperience, we're not going to see that come into play for a few years. But I've seen it happen in person with the boys wrestling. And that's one of my favorite rules in wrestling because I love sportsmanship in sports.
I do too. I think you really need to show good sportsmanship regardless of win or lose. You shake the other opponent's hand, you shake the coach's hands, and you be done with it. That's how it should be.
100%. And it's looking like we'll be moving to the boys wrestling here.
And the final score for that one was 36 for Warren Hills and 12 for Raritan. The last match that we just had was an exhibition match.
I mean, we have a fun boys match coming up. And now, if you're just joining us, welcome to Warren Hills. I am your play-by-play commentator, Shaney Dunn, accompanied by my color commentator, James Clark. We just got to watch the Blue Streaks girls team get a huge win. James, what do we have in store for the boys' matchups?
Well, let's just talk about both of these two teams from last year. Warren Hills is coming off of a season last year that was very good. They were coming off of a win from last night over Somerville and a really good showing against Caldwell. But last year they were able to win the group, lose to the Group 3 finals. They lost to Delsey by a point. And then Raritan is coming off of a good season from a year ago, being Group 2 champions for beating High Point right here. Right now they are 2-0 on the season as they are coming off of wins here with Monmouth, and they're coming off of a win here with Middletown North right here. And they had a good showing at the Ron Mazzola Memorial Tournament this past weekend. So I think it's going to be a really good matchup here tonight between these two teams. Expect it to be a tight one.
And let's just talk about the environment we're in for a sec. I mean, we have a packed home crowd in Christmas gear. Only a few days before Christmas, we got the girls cheer team here. And it's always a different feeling to wrestle at Warren Hills with all of the banners up.
Oh my gosh, I mean, I will tell you right now, Warren Hills, they live and breathe wrestling here. They have had such a great tradition here for many, many years and decades. And, you know, to come out here and really see them have the season that they had a year ago, it's definitely down in the history books for the rest of, you know, life internally. So, you know, this is a great matchup here right now. I think they're going to continue on to their successes here to come because they're coming in with a really good freshman and sophomore class right here. And they have some good wrestlers that are coming up from last year's team. We know Jared Puntuzzo is a wrestler that wrestled 215 last year. He was a former state medalist from 2 seasons ago, placing 8th. So we're hoping that he's really going to anchor up in those upper weights. And they have some really good lower weights and middle weights here. So it's going to be really fun tonight.
And I mean, I'm really excited for this 106 matchup. We got Augie Samaretta at 2-1. I mean, this is his first season wrestling. He's only a freshman, so 2-1 to start on varsity. That's beautiful. And he's facing sophomore Nick Sheldrick, who's 2-1. Last season went 2-2.
Or he might be facing Ada Davis. So just keep in mind here, too, when you're watching wrestling, anything can happen. And it's going to come really down to the coin toss. So we might be seeing a little bit of flip-flop here with the lineups and everything. So just keep that in the back of your mind here, too, so you never really know. But right now it looks like the most consistent way we might be seeing here, it could be Samarada, or it could be Sheldrick, or Aiden Davis for tonight for Raritan. So that's just something to note there as well.
I mean, Aiden Davis coming off of a monster season last year, 22-10, and this year undefeated 4-0. So I mean, if you're the Blue Streaks, you might be praying that you don't have to face him. But that would be a tough matchup for anybody in the 106 category there.
Definitely. And like I said, you know, both teams that are coming off really good seasons, especially Warren Hills. And they were able to come in here last year and have Phillipsburg, who's been also a wrestling factory for multiple years. They came in last year and beat Phillipsburg by 20 points. I know that was in the past, but that's just something to really keep in mind of if you're able to beat Phillipsburg by 20 points a year ago, you know, you're a good team for quite a while if you can do that. So I think they're going to continue their wrestling success here going into this year.
Yeah, you don't see many surprising upsets in any sport against Phillipsburg. It's not just a fluke when it happens. You have to be the better team that day, and not many teams can say that. Phillipsburg, like you said, a wrestling factory. They've been nothing but dominant the last couple of years in not only wrestling, all sports, but especially wrestling. No one wants to go to the state liners. Their fans are nuts. So that was a huge win last year by Warren Hills.
Yeah, definitely. Especially to do it here in their home gym was even more special for them. So, like I said, expect it to be a tight match. We're going to see some good matchups here tonight. Expect a good matchup here that might be the highlight of the night here at 138. Sean Redfield, who was coming off of a season last year, making it to the regions and making it at third place here, and who might be facing off here Zach Riley here, 5-0, and last year was 3-8 and coming off of a second place win in his region.
And another one I'm very excited for is Josh Lee. I mean, we see the sign for him in the crowd. Josh Lee's #1 fan. Josh is 4-0 this season, 28-9 last year with 6 in regionals, and he's facing junior Alex Delular. He's undefeated on the season and was 7-3 last year, so he's kind of a wild card here. Not sure what to expect from him coming off of last season, but that's going to be my favorite match to watch tonight and what I'm most excited for. I feel like it's not just going to be a Josh Lee win. I feel like that's really going to be a tight one.
It definitely could be, because if you look at the records here, you know, records can mean a lot of things, but these two teams here, they don't really wrestle a whole lot against each other. Warren Hills wrestles a lot of teams from around here, and Raritan is down by the Jersey Shore, so they are used to seeing a lot of different competition here. So it could be lopsided or it could be very close, but I think it's going to be very close, a lot closer than people really think, so expect it to be close.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about how Raritan's down by the shore. I mean, that is just, you know, it's something to come into play. You only talk about jet lag and stuff with the bit like the NBA and stuff like that, but that is a long, long bus ride. And it was cold, rainy. That's a tough one, but we're going to be back after the national anthem.
Which tonight will be performed by one of our very own students, Lindsay Simonson.
And a beautiful rendition of the national anthem there. And we are coming out to the lineups here.
The streaks on the Zambretta. At 113 for the Rockets, Avery Davis and Jake McCulley. For the streaks, David Reinhardt. At 120 for the Rockets, Matt Irvin and Avery Rosalto. For the streaks, Charlie Pachoni. At 126 for the Rockets, Ryan Mansueto. For the streaks, Tyler Redfield. At 132 for the Rockets, Alex Delorier. For the streaks, Josh Lee. At 138 for the Rockets, Zach Riley. For the streaks, Sean Redfield and Ethan Tracy. At 144 for the Rockets, Braden Connick. For the streaks, Tyler O'Neill and Ethan Tracy. At 150 for the Rockets, Logan Azevedo. For the streaks, Ryan Lundy or Tyler O'Neill. At 157 for the Rockets, Jack Devaney. For the streaks, Ryan Hisco. At 165 for the Rockets, Robert Mulligan. For the streaks, Cody Miller. At 175 for the Rockets, Stephen Moser or Nick O'Byrne. For the streaks, Michael Drazen. At 190 for the Rockets, Kieran Falzone. For the streaks, Chris Whitehead. 215 for the Rockets, Brian Budo or John Gazowitz. For the streaks, Jared Pantuso or Anthony Ferroni. And at 285 for the Rockets, Tom Zelenuski. For the streaks, Paulie Hamas or Anthony Ferroni. Tonight's official from Liberty University, Mike Inocia.
And here comes the coin toss. That was definitely a fun one to watch. A lot of death stares in that handshake lineup there.
Definitely, and we are starting the matchup at 132 pounds here tonight. So this coin flip is going to be very interesting to see what they're going to do. And referee Mike Internoche here also as well, reffing for the boys match here tonight.
I mean, already you can hear the crowd. This is definitely going to be a fun environment to watch some wrestling at. This is going to be a beautiful matchup, I can already tell.
I think so, too. I think it's going to be a lot better and a lot closer than people really think. So, like I said, these two teams, they wrestled different teams, completely different teams, and they're coming from both different parts of the state of New Jersey. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how these two teams really clash today.
I mean, they've only seen each other once all time. Like that, you don't hear that much in high school sports that are in the same state, especially. You know, it's going to be a fun one. I mean, definitely not a rivalry here, but going to be an exciting matchup.
Absolutely. So here we go at 132 pounds here.
I mean, coming out to Billie Jean, I mean, that's a statement right there. I love it. Josh Lee coming out.
For Raritan first, they got first choice here, or is it okay? So Josh Lee came out first here, 132 pounds right here.
Undefeated on the season so far, 4-0, and facing him is Alex Delaray at 3-0, also undefeated. So, I mean, this is definitely going to be a clash. Josh coming in with a lot more experience, had a great year last year. But, I mean, it's a whole new season here, and here we are.
Definitely, here we go, and wrestling is on its way. Here we go, they're looking.
Josh looking for that single leg there, break apart.
Now he's gotten a really good stance right here. These two wrestlers are really trying to figure each other out here right now, as neither one has really attempted a takedown here yet.
You know, we're going to see it a lot today. Many of these wrestlers have never even faced each other just because of the separation and how far away the schools are from each other.
Exactly. So that's the difference here wrestling. It's going to be a little bit of a chess match here. They're going to have to really feel each other out in order to be able to win.
And now Alex looking for it.
Nope, he did almost attempt it right there, but not quite quick enough there to be able to lift him down for a takedown.
Now a little bit of a wrist lock there. Now a single leg here by Alex. He's got it cinched in. No points yet.
Nope, they still got, he still hasn't maintained control yet right here. But now he's got the takedown.
There.
So it's 2-0 Alex Delario. 2-0.
Now Josh on his chest. Alex really looking to try and turn him over.
And he looked like right there from Alex Delario. He looked like he was trying to get a head lever there, but now he's got an arm bar in there, so he's going to want to try to turn him for an arm bar position and from what it looks like. But Josh Lee is doing such a great job of keeping his space, but now he's looking for a little bit of a tilt there. No back points there.
And that was a dangerous second there for Josh. That could have ended very bad, but gets out of it alive. And now 17 seconds left to go here in the first period. Alex maintaining control.
And now he's got the head lever there as Alex right there. Got 10 seconds to go, a little under 10 seconds to go here. He's keeping that arm bar in there. He's doing a really good job with it, but give credit to Lee. He's doing a really good job of trying to really maintain his base right there and not give up cheap points.
And that was just a great period by Alex there. I mean, let's be honest about it. Not many people are coming in here expecting to see him beat Lee, but he had Lee on the ropes that entire period, it felt like. He was in control of probably 80% of that period.
And Alex is going to choose bottom here to start the second period after Lee deferred.
Now we'll see what Lee's got at top position.
And so here we go. We'll see how Lee could do on top on him. As he looks there, he's trying to get underneath there, trying to get the wrist. Now he's maintaining control. He's got a tight waist there. There we go. Trying to chop that elbow down is Lee. And now he's trying to maintain control there from the right spot there.
Now he kind of flattens him out for the first time of the period, but Alex right back up.
Yeah, and he's doing a really good job of keeping his base there too. And it looks like, it looks like he's going to get a switch right here for a reversal. Nope, not quite. That's going to be back points right there at the edge. Oh, no. He's not saying any back points there. I'm surprised. It looked like he could have been there for a quick 2 count, but no.
I mean, what a flurry right there.
It did. It was such a great one there for Alex to get off his back. Now that's going to be a 1 neutral there with Alex having a 3-0 lead over Josh Lee.
I mean, just when you think Alex might be out of it, he flips it right. I mean, he flips Lee right on his head. I mean, he's really fighting this match.
And, you look at the strength of Alex in comparison to Lee, and that's not bringing anything bad to Lee at all because Lee's doing a great job too. But Alex has really shown his strength right here from both positions. He's doing an excellent job here of maintaining Lee.
100%. But now Alex with 47 seconds left in this period. I mean, he's looking for the upset win here, and just this is a low-scoring affair. I wasn't expecting it to be so low-scoring. I didn't really expect it to get out of the second period, but we'll see what is in store in the next 35 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now the crowd really feeding into it. Let's Go Josh chant breaking out. Definitely a fan favorite here. I mean, you rarely see signs at a high school event. There's one right behind Josh right now.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of Alex taking a lot of shots. I don't believe I've seen Josh Lee take one shot yet because I don't know if he really knows exactly how he's doing. Now that's going to be a stall for Josh Lee, so that's a warning right there for Josh Lee.
I mean, Alex is certainly the aggressor in this. It just looks like two different types, and he got really lucky, saved by the bell there.
Yeah, that was a really close one. That could have been a whole different ball game right there if he would have finished that takedown. But now this is Lee's choice, and he's going to take bottom right here, and that's a smart choice. You got to be able to get out from bottom here to make it 3-1 and get a takedown here. You don't even need to get it right away, but at some point during this period, you want to force overtime with as much little time as possible.
100%. Now Lee trying to break away from this, going for that right knee. And now Alex taking him down.
He's doing a really good job, too. I notice he really likes the head levers, and he really is liking those arm bars, and that's what he's really doing to keep Lee out of this match.
100%, and now he's got that right arm tight waist there. Now also has the left wrist, looking to just turn him.
And now he's trying to do a little bit of a claw right there. It's not quite a cross face, but it's a little bit of a claw that he's doing there. And now he's trying to maintain wrist control here. And he's doing a really good job. And now that's a stall on top. So the reason why that's a stall on top because he's riding him parallel. In order to, maintain and be able to work, you have to be able to work to the side and work for a pin in order to avoid a stall call on top.
And now Alex going for it here. 1:15 left to go in this third period. And Lee definitely wasn't expecting to be in this spot before this match, but now rolls over.
And it's such a good one. He tried to attempt a Granby there a little bit, but now Alex definitely now is trying to get a half Nelson there, but Lee doing such an excellent job from the bottom position. But now he's got to also really think about, he also is losing time here as we approach 50 seconds left. He has to be able to work out and get a quick escape here, and then he's got to force the match into overtime here with a takedown of his own.
I mean, one wrestler will leave here with their first loss of the season. I just wasn't expecting it to even look like it would be Lee. Now only 33 seconds left. Alex still in control of a 3-0 lead here. I mean, this is game 7 for Josh here. He needs to do something in these next 20 seconds. Rolls over, and they're out. 20 seconds left to go here.
Very impressive match right here for Alex here. I'm really impressed with the way he's really wrestling, and I think that's really frustrating, Lee, because this is a wrestler he doesn't see every day, and he figured, this is kind of like a chess match here, but I'm losing because I gave up the first takedown, and I gave up that escape there, and that's why I'm putting myself in a position like this. But great defensive match here by both wrestlers. Now looking to H. Now we got a 3-1 match here.
Now 10 seconds to go here. Josh is looking for it. 5 seconds left. Josh needs it here. Down 2 points, 3-1. Alex looks to escape with the victory. An upset win for Raritan right there to put him on the board, up 3-0 to start off this meet.
Yeah, and that was a really good match to start off. A nice defensive match to start off this match. Great win there for Raritan and Alex Delaire at 132.
Now next up at 138 for the Blue Streaks, we have Sean Redfield, 3-1 on the season, 30-5 last season, and placed 3rd in regionals. And he will be facing junior Zach Riley, 5-0 this season, and a 33-8 record last year. 2nd in regionals last year. I mean, this is going to be a fun one, like you were mentioning before. I mean, this one's bound to just be a battle right here.
I think it's going to be a battle, but you never know what can happen here. I think it's going to be a defensive match here. Two wrestlers that don't typically see each other every day. It's going to probably be very similar to what we saw in the last bout right here. Just keep that in mind.
You don't see many wrestlers singing along with their opponent's walkout song, but that was definitely what Zach was doing there.
And you know what? When I was in high school, I wish we were able to do that. Oh,
wow, Zach throws him almost on his back, looking for the half to turn him over. Gets chest to chest and an early pin.
I don't know, man. I don't even think that was even a pin, to be quite honest with you. That was super quick.
I mean, that was a very fast call there by the referee, but Zach escapes with a 13-second pin over Sean Redfield. That's not how I expected that one to go.
If I'm just being honest with you, that looked like a really, really quick pin right there. I don't think he was even on the mat for 2 seconds right there. That was a quick pin there by Mike Internocia there. But now that puts Raritan up 9-0 right there.
Definitely weren't expecting to see Raritan up 9-0 in the first two matches. But now we have, at 144, I believe Tyler O'Neill.
Let's see if we can take a look and listen real quick.
I heard a Sean Redfield, but he was supposed to be wrestling at 132.
So this is Sean Redfield here. Our apologies here. This is now Sean Redfield here.
And he should be facing Braden Kamak.
Okay, so that makes a lot more sense there right now. But like I said, I didn't think that last matchup there, it did not look like that it was a quick.
That was a 13-second pin. That would have been probably the biggest shock of the day in boys wrestling.
But you know what? Like I said before, maneuvering up the lineup a little bit and switching everything up is what kind of helps your team out a little bit. And Redfield, no control yet by either wrestler, doing such a great job with the scrambling. Now that's a takedown there by Sean Redfield.
For Redfield. I mean, that was just. You don't see that every day, both wrestlers having a leg on each other, but that was beautiful.
No, you don't see that often, but these two wrestlers here are really good, so it does not surprise me that we saw a nice scramble like that. But Redfield was just able to maintain a better control there, and he was able to get out on top to start 2-0.
And now Redfield still in control here over Braden. And Braden last year was 30-12, fourth in regional, so this is also another great bout for Redfield. I mean, two titans pretty much battling out. You don't hear Goliath versus Goliath many times, but this is probably what that would be. Redfield with a 2-0 lead now with 50 seconds to go in the first.
Yeah, so now he's looking like the claw there. He's trying to maintain wrist control there. Now he throws in both legs. He's got to be able to watch himself and ride the legs efficiently right here.
100%, but Redfield fully in control. 35 to go here in the first. And the You're in Trouble chants have started to pour down from the Warren Hills crowd here.
And he's still got a right leg in there with the opponent's right leg. So he could try to turn him here if he gets a power half in. And he does look like he's working a power half from our perspective.
Now 13 seconds to go here. Redfield's most likely going to escape out of this period with a 2-0 lead over Braden Kamek.
And he's just got to watch himself a little bit to not get like a stall warning. And now he's working on the side, and that first period comes to an end. So that's a great matchup right there for Redfield.
And Raritan's going to go with bottom, so Kamak will be down to start. Redfield on top. 2-0 here going into the second period. Redfield over Kamek. Apologies if I'm mispronouncing Kamek, but here goes Sean. And the crowd erupting here to start this second period. Looking to roll over. Dangerous position here. Redfield was on his back for about a quarter second there.
Yeah, a nice hazard tilt there by Redfield, but a great job there by Kamak to not to give up a cheap tilt like that. Now he throws in the leg right there. That's something that Redfield really has enjoyed doing, and that's something he feels comfortable with. Now he's got a cradle locked up here, so he can bring him back here and get points.
Now, Redfield on his back.
Redfield is putting himself in
trouble. Needs that left shoulder down.
I think Kamak could get the reversal here if he could, but no.
But Redfield back in control.
Great job right there by Kamak to not give up the cradle right there.
Now you see the emotion coming out of the Warren Hills coaches towards the referee.
Yeah, but I agree with the ref. I did not see any back points there whatsoever from Redfield. So great job right there by Kamak there to not give up any back points there.
Now just under a minute to go here in the second. Redfield has pretty much been dominating most of this period besides that little bit when he was on his back. But now in another odd position here, has a half Nelson in.
And Redfield has to be able to maintain control from riding his legs because he's been getting a little too high at often times right here. You get yourself too high, okay? You get yourself a little too high, one little slip up, you're in trouble. So he has to be able to watch himself right there when he's riding those legs.
100%, but now 25 seconds to go here in the second period.
And they go out of bounds here. So this was tough for Kamak to be able to get out from, but he's doing a great job, to be quite honest with you. I know he's not been able to get out just yet. He might be able to with the next 20 seconds here in this period, and that would be huge for him. But, you know, he's doing such a great job of not giving up any bonus points right here or any back points. Credit to him.
I mean, but at the same time, Redfield's kind of throwing him around here, especially at the end of this period. Beginning was definitely a different story. I mean, it's almost like we watched 3 different wrestling matches just in this period. But
it's been crazy right now with the way the match is starting.
Redfield is going into the third period with a 2-0 lead over Braden Kamek. Now, Redfield on bottom. Kamek will be on top for the first time today.
So, really, realistically here, Kamek has to really ride him out and get some back points to be able to force overtime or a victory here. It would be okay if he could if he gives up an escape, but like my coach always said in high school wrestling, 1, not 2. You can give up an escape, but not give up a reversal right there because you're putting yourself in a good position to still win if you give up an escape.
Now a minute 39 here to go in this third period, and this would be the first points on the board for Warren Hills. So they're really looking for this one here. Braden still all the way in control. Needs to show something here, though. That arm around that right knee.
So Kamak doing a pretty good job here from the top position here. He's trying to get a crossface here on Redfield. Trying to work for a cradle right there is Kamak here, but doing a good job there is Redfield. But now we got a stall warning on the bottom position, so he needs to work himself up right here now.
Redfield looks like he might be able to stand up and almost flips him over his shoulder, but still back right to his stomach. 52 seconds to go here in the third period. This is all or nothing for Braden here.
Yeah, he needs to be able to lock up this cradle right here. If he can lock up this cradle here and bring him back, he would be in a good position, but
just under 40 seconds to go.
So I think at this point here, because you're losing 2-0 and you're about to approach 30 seconds left in the match, you got to ride him out here. You can't give up any more points.
Couldn't agree more. 24 here to go in the third.
So now we've got Kamak here trying to get, now he's breaking him down there a little bit.
12 seconds to go here. The crowd just had a little jolt, and it was automatically pushed right away.
And Kamak is getting frustrated with Redfield because he has not been able to do anything on bottom. 2-1 there, and that's going to be the win there for Redfield.
Frustrating loss there. I mean, that third period, Redfield basically just got to be a rock and just sit on the bottom there. But a hard-fought match there for Braden Kamek.
And he knew that he was able to afford to get, to be able to stall there with little time left and knowing that he was winning 2-0. So at the end of the day, it's not the worst decision to stall there. Just don't get pinned or give up any back points. That's really realistically what he was thinking.
Rockets, Logan Acevedo.
So for the Rockets, we'll see junior Logan Acevedo, 4-0 this season, 11-5 last year. And for the Blue Streaks, we'll hear it in just a second. A little bit of confusion there for sure. Haven't seen that.
Yeah, because they have to be able to have their headgears ready.
Ryan Hisco.
So Brian Hisco for the Blue Streaks here at 150.
This is his second match of his career.
So this is at 150 pounds. So Ryan Hisco here. And facing him is Jonathan Espirito there.
Yeah, I could be mistaken. I thought they read out Logan Acevedo to start. But Ryan Hisco, his second match in his career, only a freshman. And now a tie-up still right in the middle, 1:34 to go here in the first. Acevedo. So Acevedo now got a little bit too ambitious there, in a tough position now with Hisco sprawling on him. I mean, this would be a huge win for Hisco. Only his second match ever, and be his first win as a varsity wrestler, a freshman here. I mean, I don't even know how many times the crowd has yelled out his name before today. So this is definitely a cool moment for Hisco.
And there they go. They go out of bounds here. A minute left in the first period. So another great matchup right here between these two wrestlers.
Certainly. And now back in neutral. Tie up here. Wrist control here by Acevedo.
Yeah, he's having a really good job with wrist control. And one of the things that my coach always told is definitely don't ever really lean on the head like that. Always try to keep both hands on the shoulders and get control there. Acevedo's going to get the takedown right here against Hisco. So now it's going to be 2-0.
Now Hisco's really looking for something here. 27 seconds left in the first, and I mean, Acevedo's just turning him, but he might get a pin here. 20 seconds to go. He's looking for it, trying to turn him over. Hisco's close.
Yeah, I think he might be able to get the pin there because it's pretty tight.
13 seconds here. He's just looking for that right shoulder of Hisco. Can he get it? 7 seconds to go.
Right there. He's
And
got to hold on right there if he could hold on. And he does.
Hisco survives. 3 points there for Acevedo, a 5-0 lead going into the second. I mean, Hisco really got in trouble there, but he was saved by the buzzer there.
Yeah, definitely. And now that's going to be a defer for Acevedo. And now Hisco is, interestingly, going back on his feet. I think he looked pretty good there on his feet besides that takedown and the back points there. So I'm a little interested to see why they chose neutral right there for him to start the second period.
I mean, a lot of confusion just running into the match. We saw that between him and his coaches. So this is going to be a tough matchup no matter what. A 2-point takedown there by Acevedo. 7-0 lead here. Hisco really needs to get something going at the halfway point in this match. Minute and a half to go here in the second period, but now he's almost on his back.
He's got his arm bar right there, is Acevedo. And he's
right shoulder's barely up.
He's going to get 3 more points there if he does not stick him, and I don't think he's going to stick him right there. So that's going to be another 3 points. Now it's 10-0. So right now it would be a major decision if this match had already ended.
I mean, Acevedo at this rate is going to get a tech. I mean, this is Hisco. This is not how he wanted to show, and probably his first home meet of his career. But now Hisco on bottom. Minute 12 here to go in the second period. Acevedo up 10-0, and Raritan up 9-3 overall in the meet.
And now he trapped that right ankle right there. He's going to try and lean on that. Now he wants to try to looks like he wants to try to work a near side cradle right there.
And Hisco's definitely staying in this despite being down 10-0. And
now there's frustration. Now that's got to be. It looked like it would have been a stall right there on the bottom because he was holding onto the wrist like that. But now he's working an arm bar there, and he's getting really frustrated there. And I'm surprised that the referee did not call it unsportsmanlike yet.
I mean, he's just letting him wrestle at this point. Acevedo, though, is definitely getting frustrated here. 30 seconds here, and now.
It could be in danger for back points, and yes, he is.
I mean, Acevedo's definitely got temper in this match. 15 more seconds to go here in the second.
He's definitely feeling frustrated because he's not able to do the things that he wants to be able to do. And he's just, like I said, he's just laying there on bottom as Hisco. So that's where the frustration is coming from Acevedo.
I mean, I understand it 100%. And now a 13-0 deficit here. This would be a miracle if Hisco can pull this one off. 2 minutes. Third period. This is all the marbles for Hisco, and Raritan's up 9-3. They're looking to get a quick deficit here. I mean, they're going to be up on points after this one, at least a major decision if things are going the way they're going, if not a tech.
Right. Acevedo is taking top here because he wants to be able the reason why he's taking top here, and I guarantee it, is because he wants to try to get a pin and not a tech. So he's got to be able to watch himself a little bit of where he is, though. If he wants to get that pin, he needs to run something tight.
And Hisco, I mean, this is pretty much all or nothing. No matter what, if you just stay on the bottom, your team's going to lose a lot of points. So going for something a little bit ambitious, I don't think anyone would rule it out of the question here for Hisco.
And you got to give credit here to Hisco of what he's been able to do. He's been not able to really stay off of his back very well, but you got to give him credit where credit is due, is that he is fighting for his life here to save bonus points for his team. That's what's something you've got to admire for someone like him.
I mean, Hisco's just getting thrown around here today. This is a tough match for him. 1:17 to go here in the third. And still a 13-0 lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, 15 points is a tech, correct?
Yes, 15 points will be a technical fall there, so it would be 15 points.
I mean, that's no matter what the outcome, if it's a win for Raritan, this is huge. Just under a minute left here in the third period. Hisco really needs to show everybody something if he wants to, I mean, even escape this match.
Anytime that you can get bonus points is always a plus for the other team. So if he can get bonus points here for just a pin or even a tech fall, now he's already got the tech fall locked up here, so the match is already over regardless, but he wants to get the pin right here, and I think he can if he just puts a little more pressure right there on that left shoulder blade.
That right shoulder's on
And
but now Hisco!
This match is over now, so it's 16-0. That's a tech fall right there.
I mean, I got to give Hisco credit. He really did fight till the end. Only his second match on varsity, freshman here. I mean,
he fought for his life, and he was thinking of trying to save points for his team, so he saved a bonus point. That could be the difference in this match here if it comes down to be very close.
So now we have the 157 bout for the Raritan Rockets. We have Jack Devaney, who's 4-0 this season, 11-5 last season. He is a junior.
Now wrestling for the Rockets, Jack Devaney. For the Streaks, Ryan Lundy.
And Ryan Lundy will be taking on Jack Devaney. Ryan 3-1 this season, 13-18 last year, but got third in the divisions. And I mean, Devaney is just built out of stone. This kid is
so a third place district with a losing record of 13-8. That's always impressive if you can make it out of district. So both wrestlers look like they're very evenly matched right here. So I'm excited to see what these two wrestlers can do. So another toss-up match here, and just to respond to one of the comments that we got before, as my phone just died there, Raritan, because they were asking about the ways that they were very favored in. There's a lot of toss-up matches there, so there's it does not seem like there's really like one in particular. Maybe besides 113, it might be a heavy favorite there when we get to there. But that to answer your question, though, there is going to be quite a few toss-up matches here.
I mean, were you expecting to see this to be 14-3 after only 4 matches?
A little bit, to be quite honest with you, because the way that it works out, and it worked out in Raritan's favor to start off in the jump start here because of the 132 start right here, and then they're getting some wins here at the last few wins that they got. So I was expecting to be kind of like this going into starting at 132. Now we're at 157.
And 52 seconds here to go in this first period. Still a tie-up. No one has shot for anything between Devaney and Lundy here.
And both wrestlers, again, like we saw a few matches earlier, these two wrestlers are just trying to feel each other out. But what an impressive there. It looked like that Devaney was trying to work a throw there. It obviously did not work out for him as Lundy gets that defensive takedown right there to go up 2-0. Impressive.
Lundy now at the advantage. I mean, you mentioned the losing record and the division still last year for Devaney, so this is a gritty wrestler right here, but 15 seconds to go. It's looking like Lundy is going to come out of the first period up for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, anytime you place in a district, district tournament, regardless of who's in it and who's not in it, it's always impressive.
Now I'll bring the end of the first, and we'll see what the call is here.
So it's going to be a deferred for Warren Hills, as Devaney is going to choose bottom to start the second. And like I said earlier, Shane, The reason why coaches like to pick bottom, most times you'll see them pick bottom, is because it's the easier way to get points. So you're thinking reversal or you're thinking escape, just like you just saw right there. So you already got one measly point right there, but might make a difference. Some people may think the point is measly, but at the same time, it could help you out right there. As we see right now, Devaney is trying to work a single leg there, but missed it right there. Well defended there by Lundy.
I mean, we got Devaney with that quick point like you were mentioning. I mean, probably an underdog in this match would be Devaney. But this, like you said, most of the match, I'd say 90% of these matchups are toss-ups. I mean, maybe somebody's got a slight advantage like we saw in the 144 matchup, that 13-second pin. But besides that, I mean, we're not going to see a whole lot of that today. We're expecting a lot of three-period matches. That's 2 points there for Lundy now with a 4-1 lead over
Devaney right here, yeah. So that was a nice defensive takedown right there to be able to spin behind and get the 2 after a missed, takedown there by Devaney. So we got 4-1 here, going in with 55 seconds left in the second here. But Lundy is trying to work a tilt right there as he has a grab of the elbow right there, pinching it from the outside. And now he's trying to get a tilt right there, but not successful is Lundy.
I mean, probably the loudest the whole crowd has gotten today. That was quite a vibrant Ryan Lundy chant. But now, at 1 point there, but it doesn't matter. Lundy on top here has got Devaney in a tough spot. 6-2 here.
If he can get the pin right here, that is big for Warren Hills. If he can get this pin right here.
17 seconds to go, and he gets the pin. Lundy beats Devaney there. And Lundy will advance now 4-1 on the season, and that drops Devaney down to 4-3. But now our next matchup will be the 165-pounders. And we see the Blue Streaks coach coming out, so we'll wait to say who's wrestling who in that one. But from Raritan, you're expecting to see Robert Mulligan, who's undefeated this season at 4-0, 17-15 last year, and second in the divisional round.
Have mercy on me, have mercy on my soul. Don't let my heart turn cold. Have mercy on me, have mercy on my soul. Don't let my heart turn cold. Have mercy on many men, many men.
Now wrestling for the Rockets, Robert Mulligan. For the Streaks, Cody Miller.
So it's Cody Miller, who's 3-1 on the year and was 22-11 last year, second in the divisional round. District round, sorry about that.
And then we got Robert Mulligan right there and Cody Miller.
That was a huge 2-point takedown there for Cody Miller, the senior wrestling out of the Blue Streaks.
Now we're working there. We tried to work a near side cradle there.
Now 1 point there for
Mulligan.
Mulligan looking to keep that undefeated streak here, and Cody looking for a huge win against Mulligan. Mulligan has looked dominant this year so far for Raritan.
Miller tried to almost get a sweep single leg there, but didn't quite was able to get clean hold of it. But doing a great job, really maintaining control.
And it almost feels like a change of the tide here for the Blue Streaks. We're down 14-3 at 1 point, now 9-14. That's how wrestling is. It can change in just a flash of a second.
Yeah, one little slip up, I'm telling you. One little slip up can change the whole meaning of the match.
And I like how you say it's a chess match, because I do believe wrestling is mostly defense, and it's how you react to your opponent most of the time.
It really is, and it's about, and it looked like, it almost looked like an ankle pick was going to happen right there, but now we're trying to get a near side cradle. That should be 2 points for Miller, and it is.
Now 4-3.
4-1 right there is Cody Miller.
Apologies, 4-1 there for Cody Miller. Whenever you hear the crowd grunt, you usually assume it's the other team. Got a little confused there. 14 seconds to go here in the first period of the 165 bout between Miller and Mulligan.
And it's definitely an allowed gym in here tonight for sure, especially on the Warren Hill side. So we got 2 seconds, 1 second time. After one period, Cody Miller's up 4-1.
And Mulligan in a little bit of a tough spot. Just got caught up with a lot of, the crowd got emotional at that point. You heard him burst out there. And that's a tough first period for Mulligan. We'll see how he comes back from that.
And now they chose neutral. Warren Hills did because it was a deferred for Raritan. So now Warren Hills got neutral. And
Miller looking for a throw here.
And I think that was a good position because Miller's been doing such a great job on his feet and being able to take
Still looking
people
for that
down.
throw.
He's trying to get him down from behind, but now he's trying to, he needs to watch the position that he's in. And Mulligan was able to come from behind and get the takedown to make it 4-3.
Mulligan is not out of this just yet. As you mentioned, now 4-3, 120 left in this second period. And I mean, Miller was really poised to throw him, but Mulligan, great reaction there.
And he needs to throw that other leg room right there to be able to keep some kind of base there from for Miller. Anytime you see those kind of interesting leg sprawls right there, or hooking onto one leg there, riding like that one leg, you almost think they're trying to work a spladle right there.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to call it because you don't see it often, but spladle is definitely a move that takes all the excitement out of the other team that's getting it done to them.
Yeah, and if it's done right and it's right there in the momentum, it's something you never want to force in.
100%. 35 seconds to go here in the second. Miller's still up 4-3, but this definitely has not been his period. Mulligan has been dominant since the jump.
And now he's working an frontside cradle right there.
Now he's got him on his back almost.
This could be a pin if Mulligan, if he gets that knee to the right hip, he could get him in a pin.
And the bridge was great there by Miller. Now 10 seconds. Miller's looking to escape. Breaks the hold for Mulligan. Now 4-6, Miller is down, and it has been a full change of the tide in the second period. I mean, this is probably one of the more exciting ones of the night so far.
I think so, too. I mean, I mostly like defensive matches, but I like the matchup that this is going a lot now. Now Mulligan is going to choose defense.
I mean, Mulligan put up 5 points in just that period.
And it was impressive.
Erase the deficit, now 4-6, and the third period is definitely going to be exciting. Here we see Miller on top, Mulligan on bottom. Mulligan looking to keep that undefeated streak intact at 4-0 currently. Would like to jump to 5-0 after this one, and a great reversal there. Escape there. 1 point there for Mulligan, now 7-4. I mean, that was just pretty. He rolled out of that pretty much on his neck right to his feet.
So Miller needs to now work takedowns. You have to play the takedown game here. You get a quick takedown here. You let the other opponent escape to make it 8-6. Then you force overtime to get another takedown. So he needs to work 2 takedowns at least in order to.
I mean, it's around the 60s to the 80s. You get the more exciting matchups before the heavyweight and the lightweights. And this one is definitely living up to the name, for sure.
It absolutely is. I'm really impressed with the way that Mulligan's been wrestling Miller. It's been quite impressive, but it looked like Miller was running away with it with those early takedowns he got. But now it's Mulligan look like he's trying to maintain and steer the ship here.
Mulligan is 100% in the driver's seat now, just under a minute to go here in the third period. Mulligan still up 7-4. And this matchup is huge with Raritan up 14-9 currently.
And Mulligan's got to be careful, though, too, with hanging on the head right there, because that also could mean a lot of different things there, too.
40 seconds to go here in the third. Mulligan up 3. And now Miller.
And now Miller needs to he needs to let Mulligan up. He needs to let him up in order to get another takedown the first overtime here.
Now 27 seconds here.
And we got a stall warning now from Mulligan. That is a stall warning.
Miller needs this takedown to force overtime. It's 8-6 currently Mulligan. 17 seconds to go. Miller looking for it, has the wrist. Now meets up, goes for the single leg, is caught. 9 seconds left. Miller needs this. The crowd is jumping right now. And just 4 seconds left, and it's looking like Mulligan will escape out here with a 2-point win. And what a great matchup there. I mean, both gave it their all. I mean, that was like, you saw Miller come out dominant with the 4-1 first period. Mulligan comes back, makes it 6-4, and then Mulligan wins 8-6. Beautiful matchup right there.
Exactly. Just such an important win for Raritan they had to get there. So one of those toss-ups right there, Raritan got it. So that's going to be big.
And here's the 175 matchup for the Blue Streaks senior and 4-0 Mike Drozic, who had a huge 28-6 season last year, got 5th in regionals, and facing him we'll see in just a second. mean, run DMX as you walk out. That's beautiful.
Now wrestling for the Rockets, Stephen Mosier. For Streaks, Michael Drazik.
So facing Drazik is senior Stephen Moser, who's 3-1 on the season. Was built to wrestle at 215 today, but was wrestling 175 here against Drazik. And now a huge 2-point takedown there for Drazik, and Drazik is definitely expected to win this one. He's definitely the heavy favorite here with a beautiful season last year and a great start to his season so far.
Yeah, and definitely working that tilt right there is Drazik, as he's going to get some back points there.
Drazik almost had him in a pin position there. Great bridge there by Moser.
And the good thing about this one, too, is that Drazik just got 2 points. That is the first time tonight where we saw a tilt come out of points. Impressive.
Now a 4-0 lead, but Moser's in a tough position. Only his first year wrestling, but a 3-1 start to his senior year. But, I mean, this is a tough one to come into, only 4 matches deep into your first varsity season, for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. And to go up against Drazik, too, who was a Region 5th last year, and, you know, coming out here to really wrestle him, you know, is impressive. That's good. That's awesome to see.
Definitely a odd choice by Raritan, but it might have been the correct one. We'll see. But a 7-0 lead here, only 45 seconds left in the first. I mean, that is tough.
Now, I think the upper weights here is kind of going to be a little bit of where we're going to see Warren Hill start to come on a little bit, especially when we get to see Jared Pantuso at 215.
So with what is expected a win here, now a 10-0 lead for Drazik, that would bring it to, I mean, if it's a tech, it would be 14-17, correct?
Yes.
But he's definitely looking for a pin here to get 6. So the heavyweights, like you said, that's where Warren Hills definitely is their best in.
Right, and that's where they're going to take advantage of a lot, because when we look at the rest of the lineup here, there's going to be a lot of toss-up matches here.
I mean, but that 215 matchup, you got Jarrett Pantuso. Not much competition on the other side for him unless you have Falzone bump up from 190. I mean, he's second in regionals last year, so he's a heavy favorite, whoever he's facing. Most likely in the state in that next match at 215.
And like I said, too, Jared Pantuso last year was a 8th place finisher in the state of New Jersey, actually from 2 years ago, excuse me there. So, yeah, he should be a heavy favorite when we get up to that point, as Drazik is doing a good job there. Trying to check him back.
For the pin.
He's definitely checking him back there a little bit, but not quick enough there for any back points.
13-0 lead with 1:45 to go here in the second, and this match has just been Drazik.
He's been dominant in this one, so he needs to either work something tight here or settle for a tech fall in some way.
I mean, this is one of the most beautiful parts about, especially high school wrestling. You'll see people you never would have expected to join the team in any grade do. And that's what we're seeing in Stephen Moser, senior and only his first year on the team. I mean, got to give credit where credit's due, and you see that all around the country. I mean, a lot of kids, it's football and wrestling where you see it the most, where kids will just come out and try it. And I mean, I love to watch those matchups especially. Especially
like in those upper weights, too, is where you're going to see a lot of football players come out and really dominate there on the mat, too, because of how they're built.
Especially in the senior and junior class as well. Looking for a little bit extra to put on that college resume possibly, but, I mean, Moser's in a tough spot here, almost on his back. If he gets that left shoulder down, this match could be over. But That is a tech fall, 16-0 for Drazik. Now, up next is the 190 matchup, correct?
190 matchup, and it's expected to be Chris Whitehead, who is 2-2 on the year, facing Kieran Falzone, who's 6-0, and last year was 19-12 in a District 4th place finisher.
Here comes in Falzone and Whitehead. Falzone on that right shoulder has a lot of kinesthetic wrap. And Whitehead, you know, a shaky season last year coming up from JV, 1-3, but now 2-2 this year at 190. But he's facing a very tough competitor in Kieran Falzone. 6-0 this year and 19-12 last year, like you mentioned.
Yeah, so Falzone would definitely be, on paper, would probably be heavy favorite in this matchup, but with Warren Hills, you never really know what you're going to expect, especially if it's a JV wrestler from last year. So you never really know. This could be Whitehead's match right here if he can stay smart and wrestle smart.
And, I mean, if you're staying in JV as a junior, you definitely got something special. Like we're seeing here with Whitehead. I mean, he's just been developing for the past 3 years, most likely. And Falzone, that was a tough spot there, but we'll see what Whitehead's got.
Whitehead actually came out really strong right there. And you take a look at the stockiness of Whitehead. That was actually impressive right there. If he would have had just a little bit more time there and would have been a little bit quicker of a reaction, he probably could have finished that takedown. Now we got Falzone there who got the quick takedown there, spun from behind now.
I mean, it's not looking like that right shoulder's bugging him too much. This looks like good old Falzone. 2-1 lead here with 56 to go here in the first. And Whitehead with great wrist control there. Almost bumped heads, it looked like. I mean, this is a physical matchup right here. 190.
Definitely there. And you take a look at Falzone's shoulder. So he looks like he is having a little shoulder injury there. And as a wrestler, that's hard to wrestle when you have an injured shoulder right there because you use your shoulder a lot for any kind of throws and everything. So, give credit to Falzone for wrestling with an injured shoulder.
100%. Now 17-14 lead for Raritan. And anybody coming into Warren Hills, that is a tough test. Now 15 seconds to go here in the first. Falzone up 2-1. And I mean, like you said, the 215, 285 are pretty much wide open. Those should be Warren Hills wins. Maybe not 285, but this is really the last bigger weight. We're going to see a win possibly, but Falzone now. And a 2-point takedown there for Whitehead in the very last second. That's close to get. Now he has a 3-2 lead. Just as I'm saying, Falzone should be running away with this match.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, on paper, anything on paper may not always come to what, the matchup kind of comes down to. So credit there to Whitehead for finishing that takedown.
And Whitehead now, like I said, physical. I mean, that's the fastest start I've seen to any second period so far, and already a reversal there. Or an escape there by Falzone. Tying it up 3-3 or 147 to go here in the second period.
Yeah, definitely. So great job by Whitehead there. I'm still impressed with him having to finish that. And if he would have finished that earlier takedown that he got beforehand, definitely could have been a bigger deficit for Falzone.
100%. Now 1:30 to go here in the second period. Still all tied up. Whitehead, I mean, like we said, Falzone the heavy favorite, but Whitehead is proven to be a very good underdog.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, Warren Hills, this breed up here, we wrestle a whole lot of different wrestlers up here, so that's really what it is. So here we go here. We're working in inside ties there.
Falzone with a shot there.
But what a nice leg right there. If he can finish it there, Falzone is trying to pick the right ankle there. He's trying to hold on to that right ankle there.
And Whitehead really doing everything perfect thus far in the match. 48 seconds to go here in the second period. We're just past that halfway mark.
That should be a stalemate there any second now, called by referee Mike Indonesia.
And he calls it. 34 seconds to go here in the second. Still tied up 3-3, and Whitehead really proving himself in this match here.
He's really doing such a great job there. Like I said, the earlier takedown, missed takedown right there, definitely, learning curve right there. But ever since then, he's been able to do everything on his feet. He's been doing a really good job being on his feet. If he could just finish those takedowns there a little bit, it could be a different match.
Now 15 seconds to go here in the second period. And, I mean, it's been pretty much 50-50, but if I had to at all score a period, which isn't a thing in wrestling, I might give this one to Whitehead as well. Now 2 seconds, Whitehead looking for something. I mean, if that happened with a minute left in the round, I don't know what could have happened. Whitehead really looked like he had an advantage there, and this is just a great matchup so far.
Whitehead is going to choose defense right there. I'm interested to see if Falzone is going to cut him here to make it 4-3 and try to work a takedown and have 2 minutes to work a takedown. That would be the smart decision for him, but he looks like he's going to ride it too. We'll see what he can do from top. As he throws in the legs there. I've noticed a lot of wrestlers on both sides really throwing in the legs today, but not been really that effective with throwing the legs. at times. Now Whitehead gets the escape.
The 1 point escape you were talking about. Now Falzone just really needs a takedown, and this could be his match, but unless I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think Falzone's had a takedown all night so far.
He had one takedown, but that was from a miss from Whitehead from what I remember based off of the earlier part of the first period right there. But like you said, it's been mostly Whitehead attempting the takedowns the entire time.
I feel like Falzone's done a lot of defending and, you know, receiving a lot of this and reacting, but now Falzone really has to be in the driver's seat here.
And now what a throw
Might
there by
pinned.
Falzone. I think we might get a pin
Great
here.
bridge there by Whitehead so far. Whitehead gets back to his stomach. Now a 4-5 matchup. Whitehead really needs this one. Now 4-8. Whitehead needs a little bit more than just a takedown. Whitehead needs to go for it all kind of here.
That is something that Whitehead needed to watch out for, is those desperation moves. That is extremely important right there.
I mean, Falzone got maybe a little bit lucky on that takedown, but it worked great.
Yeah, and he looked like he was getting a little bit of control there, but I don't think it didn't look like he was going to get a throw right out of it right there, especially as quickly and as easily as he did right there. So that's the difference maker for this match here. 25
seconds to go, and I'm really not expecting a Whitehead win here. I mean, I'd be shocked if Falzone even let him get up. But Falzone, you know, was, like we were saying, a heavy favorite, and he's looking like he's going to escape here with an 8-4 win. I mean, great job by Whitehead.
Yeah, it's been a very impressive Whitehead, you know, loss right here, a matchup for him per se. But if we saw him wrestle the way that he did tonight, you know, try to really improve here, really finish those takedowns, he could have an impressive season for this team.
100%. He only drops to 2-3. I mean, he could have a great rest of the season. But now, I mean, this might be your favorite guy to commentate tonight. At 215, senior, 4-0 on the season, and placed second in regions last year, Jarrett Pantuso. I mean, definitely one of their highlight wrestlers, one of the best here for Warren Hills. And Warren Hills is down 6 now, 14-20 overall. And we'll see who he's wrestling here at 215.
Now wrestling for the Rockets, John Gazowitz.
And John Gazowitz, the sophomore, 0-3, first-year wrestling. I mean, this is the toughest matchup you could ask for. Now a 2-point takedown there for Pantuso. And Pantuso keeps him in. Down the edge of that ring right there, that circle. Now he got him. He might have him down.
Reverse half right there, pick up that head. He looks like he could get the pin right here. But he's not going to. He's going to get 2 back points there out of it.
I mean, Gazowitz, like we said, this is what I'm assuming, or this is definitely his 4th match of his career on varsity. And, I mean, you have to come in with an undefeated Jarrett Pantuso. That's a tall order for anybody wrestling.
Yeah, definitely, especially if you're the wrestler that's, you know, definitely the heavy underdog, and to go out there and wrestle a really tough wrestler like Pantuso, you know, give anybody credit like that.
100%. 116 here, and Gazowitz, we'll see what he can do on bottom, and almost gets out of it there. But Pantuso is really running away with this thing. 109 to go here in the first, and this has just been it's all been Pantuso so far.
Just incredible here. Now he looks like he's getting a near side cradle there. He should lock it up, should get the pin right here, and he
that
does.
Was close 2 seconds, but that was a pin there for Jarrett Pantuso. Now to tie up the overall meet. I mean, that's what we were expecting, but we have to give all the respect in the world to John Gazowitz. Definitely a lot of potential coming with the next 2 years of his wrestling, and got to give him a lot of credit for even going in there against Pantuso.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, anytime you wrestle a tough wrestler like that, it's always impressive. Love it.
So now at 285, I mean, not a crazy amount of experience any way you look at it. We're expecting to see Paul Hamas versus Tom Jelanowski. 5 matches between them total. So I was correct. Paul Hamas, this is his 2nd varsity match of his career, only a junior. And Tom Jelanowski, this is his 5th match of his career, 3-1 in his first season of wrestling. And this is a heavyweight bout. where this is definitely a toss-up for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you watch heavyweight wrestlers like these, it could either go either way. You're either going to get a pin or you're going to go into like triple, quadruple overtime. It's mostly what it is, or you win in by a regular decision. That's usually what a lot of heavyweight matches are. So expect this match to either be a pin or to be a tight decision win or even in overtime.
I mean, see, for the Blue Streaks, Paul Hamas, he's got that knee brace on his left knee, so we'll see if he's favoring that whatsoever.
And you also got to look at Jelenuski, too. He also has a knee pad there, too. So both wrestlers looking like they have a little bit of a knee problem right there. So,
I mean, at 285, I would assume Paul is wrestling a little bit underweight here. I mean, he's definitely got, Jelenowski's definitely got an inch or two on him, and he looks, this is just mountain versus mountain. This is where wrestling is fun, honestly. 43 seconds to go here in the first period. And this is huge with tied up right now at 20-20 who gets the victory here.
And this is always like heavyweight wrestling right here. The first period always looks like this. Neither wrestler attempts to take down. This is like sumo wrestling right here.
Paulie Hamas definitely getting a little bit jeered up from the crowd there. This could be the first two periods of them just locking up, and then we'll finally see a throw or something crazy in that last one.
And like you said, too, this will actually probably be, for the looks of it, may not be right now. Might speak too soon, but a lot of these matches tonight have been starting off with like 2-0, 4-1, 6-1, A lot of wrestlers tonight have been scoring in the first period.
And Paulie Hamas saved by the buzzer there, still 0-0 going into the second. And Tom Jelenowski, we'll see what his team decides here. It's looking like he's going to start on bottom, and Paulie Hamas will start on top.
And that's a very smart decision there for the coach. Any time that you are given the decision, the score is tied 0-0, the main thing is you always want to start off first by taking bottom, because if the match goes into overtime or quadruple overtime, the rideouts, whatever, you automatically get that choice there based off of who scores first in that period. So
it was a great decision there. Jelenowski gets the first point of this match. Paulie looking like he might be gassing out a little bit. Kind of just let him up unless he's going for a takedown here. 1:36 to go here in the second. And like I just said, Jelenowski leads 1-0.
And it really just looks like neither wrestler, besides right there at the end of the first period there, it doesn't look like either wrestler really wants to attempt a takedown.
Definitely a high-pressure situation here for both. But now Paulie gets that right leg, or looking for it. Gets off of it. Jelenowski now. And nope, Paulie's got it again. He's got that right leg.
He's trying to trip him. If he could get that leg to the outside right there and just knock it from the line to get a sweep single, he could finish this takedown.
But now it goes back down. Jelenowski somehow escapes at 55 to go here in the second.
But what great defense there by Jelenowski to be able to escape that. And now it looks like Jelenowski looks like he's on the edge to get the takedown, and he gets it.
And that is a 3-0 lead for Jelenowski, and that is a huge deficit in heavyweight wrestling for sure. Especially in this match. Paulie already looks like he might be gassing out. You can kind of see it in his face and even in his body language. It looks like he's just tired. But Tom is now the aggressor with 24 to go here. But Paulie going for that leg one more time, looking for the trip again.
Yeah, and if this goes into stalemate, it should be, actually, it may not be an escape, I'm not sure, but now he does get the escape right there. Sometimes if you're in positions like that and the referee calls a stalemate, it could automatically be a 1 point. So now 3-1 here, heading into now the third period.
And now Paulie really needs to get something going here in the third period. We were saying the heavyweights would be more Warren Hills, but we didn't even look at 285. These are two rookies going at it. And this is definitely probably the most pressure they've had in their careers wrestling so far. For Paulie, you're in front of a huge home crowd here in a tied matchup. And for Tom, you're just looking to upset the ranked 17th Warren Hills.
Yeah, definitely. And Raritan is looking like right now, they're in a good position to do it right now, looking at the last 4 matchups here. So, never know. You just never know. This win could make it or break it for the Blue Streaks.
Now Tom trying to roll him. Paulie's still staying up. Paulie's still in this thing, going for that left leg now. But both wrestlers seem to be for sure fatigued. 1:19 here to go. And Paulie's still down. Paulie looking to try and get up now.
But what a great job there by Paulie, not trying to give up any back points there. But now he's got to work up to his base now. So now he's got to try to knee slide up from here. Use that right knee and slide up. Work a way to slide up in that position.
Now just over 50 seconds to go. And Paulie really needs something big here. Needs a takedown if he wants to win this one. Or at least go into overtime, which, I mean, honestly, I don't think either of these wrestlers really want to go into overtime by the looks of it.
No, definitely not right there. And that's a good position right there but for Falzone to work on that. But what an impressive match here. I know Paulie is losing this match right now, but what an impressive matchup, though, for the way that he is wrestling right now against Jelenuski.
Jelenuski's looking to get this win. 15 seconds to go, unless we see something crazy from Paulie here. I think this will be the end of the heavyweight battle, but now 10 seconds. Paulie rises to his feet, looking for the double leg, but I mean, he's just gassed, and only his second match on Varsity, and only the fourth for Tom. Tom moves to 4-1 on his season and career, and Paul is 1-1. I mean, you can see it. He left it all out there on the mat, but a great 285 matchup there. But now a full 180. We're going down to 106. Now, it could be a few people, so we're going to wait until the introductions are already done to announce these wrestlers. But what we're expecting is Augie versus Sheldrick. So it will be Augie Shamretta versus Nick Sheldrick, the freshman Augie, this is his fourth match of his career, 2-1 so far on Varsity, versus the sophomore Nick Sheldrick, 2-1 on the season, and last season went 2-2 on Varsity. But Augie already coming out with a strong start there.
Impressive right there, just impressive. Gotta watch, he's gotta not make sure, he has to make sure that he's maintaining control here if he's gonna ride legs like that, because he is getting very high.
I mean, Sheldrick's just wearing him like a backpack at this point. Now gets him down on all fours.
So here we go. We got both legs thrown in there for Augie, and he's looking like he's trying to maintain wrist control for both wrists here. Now he's got to figure out a way what he can do with it, because he has to be able to turn him. And now he's working a power half here, and now he just let go of that.
Now 2-0 Augie up with 1:10 to go here in the first. And I mean, this is really where you see a lot of the fast-paced action is at 106. This is quite literally at 180, complete opposite of the last match we just saw, or we're expecting it to be.
Definitely, and that's something that you see a lot from like these lower weights here. They're a lot faster and quicker, and that's what this matchup is looking like here for, Augie here for Warren Hills.
I mean, what a name, Augie. I love that.
Yeah, definitely, right? Really, it brings a wrestling tone out to it, I think.
100%. Now 37 seconds here to go in the first period. Augie still up 2-0 in the 106 bout, but Raritan up 23-20 in the overall meet, and Augie really needs to get this win here for the Streaks to stay in it.
He looked like there for a second. He looked like he wanted to try to get a guillotine there, but not successful though with that. Now he's just getting back to grabbing both wrists there.
I mean, only 2 matches after this. This is really the Blue Streaks. This is a huge match for the Blue. I mean, all of them are from now on, but this is a big one for the Blue Streaks. And Augie escapes the first period with a 2-0 lead over Sheldrick.
So this is going to be deferred for Augie, and for Sheldrick, it's their choice. He's going to choose, he's going to choose neutral. I've noticed a lot tonight that both coaches have been calling neutral a lot tonight, which is a little bit surprising. But at the same time, you're down 2-0. You were down 2-0 quick. I agree with the decision. You want to try. If you can't get out from bottom, why not go neutral?
I mean, you can see Augie is easily a fan favorite here. You hear it a lot more from some solo chants for him. But now, Augie getting in there again. Gets control. That is a 2-point takedown for Augie. 4-0 lead for him. 1.5 minutes to go here in the second period.
Just incredible here. He's got to make sure, now that he's not riding any legs, he has to make sure that he's working out to the side for a fall. Because if he rides parallel with his opponent, that could be hit for a stall. And he does not want this in this crucial part of the team match here.
Absolutely. 1:06 to go here in the second now. I mean, could you imagine this type of pressure for Augie? I mean, you only got 2 matches after you, so you know you have to get a win here. And it's only your 4th match of your career, and you're a freshman.
Yeah, I mean, any time that a freshman or an underclassman or someone that's not experienced in the varsity level, and you're put in this kind of position like this to, get some kind of win in some way, it's always very tough.
I mean, Nick has definitely a year over him on the JV side of it. Wrestled 2-2 last year, but 2-1 this year, same as Augie. I mean, this is pretty much, we brought up Goliath versus Goliath before. This is kind of David versus David, I feel like.
I absolutely 100% agree. Got about 20 seconds here left in the second period here. It looks like that Augie was trying to work another far side tilt there, and now Mike Internosha, the referee, is going to call a stalemate.
Almost thought we were screwing him up, jeez. Warren Hill's coach on the side right behind us, getting a little loud. Now 13 seconds here to go. Augie on top.
Yep, he checked him back there, but not successful or not quick enough there for any back points.
Now we'll be going into third with a 4-0 Augie lead over Nick Sheldrick.
And that would have been, if he would have had a few more seconds left right there and not have rushed that arm bar right there, that could have been back points right there for Augie. So now we're going back neutral here for Warren Hills. They're choosing neutral to start the third. Again, like I said, Warren Hills has chose neutral a lot tonight, which is a little bit surprising, but at the same time, too, you want to get points somehow, so why not try to go neutral, or why not try to go top or something like that, some kind of offense, get the offense going, because you need a win here.
I mean, it's always an interesting career move to start at JV and then come out fully varsity second season, and we might see it here.
Oh, almost a turnaround right there, but
wow, a beautiful sequence there by Augie.
And what a beautiful reversal there, and what looked like that Augie was going to get himself in trouble there by Sheldrick, but what an impressive way to be able to get a beautiful reversal there for Augie.
Now 1:14 left to go. Augie up 6-2. I mean, he can't really risk too many of those positions like he just did. Coming really close towards our entire camera crew. Right in front of us is the action here.
And now that is a stalemate there from Mike Internosha with 1:01 left to go in the third period with Augie up 6-2.
So for the people at home, you want to explain a stalemate a little bit?
Yeah, so anytime a stalemate, when you're in a stalemate position, neither wrestler is improving their position. The referee is going to call a stalemate right there to get a fresh restart right there. Some coaches will like it, some coaches will hate it. So
understood. All right, 50 seconds to go here in the third period. I mean, this has really been Augie's match through and through. Was expecting a little bit more out of Sheldrick, but that one move, it looked great from the corner right here, and Augie just great reversal on that. Probably won him this match completely. I mean, that was the statement of the match. 32 seconds. All the wind is out of Sheldrick's sails here. Let's see if he can get something going in these last 30 seconds.
Yeah, and I think in this point right now, though, Augie's been doing such a great job from top. It just does not look like that anything desperate is going to happen in the closing seconds here in the third period. So expect this one to be a 6-2 victory for Augie.
100%. And that will bring it to, what would that be, 23-23?
It'll be 23-23 tie right here with 3 bouts to go, 113, 120, 126.
All right, so before we see this 113 matchup, I mean, I might be reaching a little bit. What would happen if we're at a tie?
So if we are at a tie right here, it's going to go down to looking at the stats book. So it could come down to most takedowns, most pins, etc., etc. And then whichever team has the better statistics in those departments is declared as the winner.
100%. So at 113, we're expecting to see Aiden Davis the junior out of Raritan, 4-0 this season, facing off against Davey Reinhardt, the freshman, 5-0, undefeated to start his career. And this is a big matchup for both competitors.
And I'm finally glad to really see Reinhardt here as the freshman, because I've heard a lot about this kid in the younger grades when he was wrestling for Warren Hills youth wrestling group here.
And a quick 2-0 here for Reinhardt. A great takedown there on Aiden Davis. I mean, Aiden went 22-10 last year, and obviously Reinhardt's first season, but as you mentioned, a great career in growing up before high school, through middle school and elementary for Reinhardt.
Yeah, and I've heard a lot from before this wrestler, David Reinhardt, came up. I've heard a lot about him. I just kept hearing about his name, like, keep an eye out for this kid, keep an eye out for David Reinhardt. I'm saying, it's been, quite a while since I've heard it, but now he looks like he's starting off his career at an excellent start here, as he was looking for in armbar here.
And already at 5-0. Can he bring it to 6? And he does! A pin there for Davey Reinhardt, a 45-second pin, and he'll start his career off 6-0. I mean, that's just special.
That is impressive there for the freshman David Reinhardt. What an impressive performance there, taking on a 22-10 from a season ago of Aiden Davis.
And he was undefeated this season. So that's huge. So this,
awesome.
Correct me if I'm wrong, this is the last matchup of the night.
We got two more. We got 120 and we got 126 right here. So they have to win these last two bouts. If Warren Hills wins by anything, like a decision, major, pin, whatever, a win for Warren Hills at this bout will clinch the match.
Now wrestling for the Rockets, Matt Irvin. For the streets,
and then we got Charlie Piccioni at 120 and Matt Irvin for Raritan here.
I could be wrong, but I believe we started with Redfield and Mansudo at 126. I could be wrong.
We started at 132 right here. Yep. So
my apologies.
So we got two more bouts here left. So, like I said, any way a Warren Hills win here in this bout will clinch the match here. So they need to get the win here if you're a Warren Hills fan. But Charlie Piccioni, he's coming off of a nice season from a year ago, 22-6 in a District 1, a District 1 finish here. Not District 1, I'm sorry, first place finish at Districts as a freshman from a year ago. Matt Irvin having a nice season last year at 19-10, so this match could go either way. As it looks like Irvin's trying to get the takedown there, but what a nice sequence there for a scramble. There is Piccioni right here of holding on.
1:05 to go here in the first period, and this is huge. Blue Streaks win, they win the entire meet, but Raritan has a chance in the last matchup if they can just win this one, but a 2-0 lead here for Charlie Piccioni.
Yeah, what an impressive win start right here. Another tilt here is Piccioni trying to work a tilt there. I've seen a lot of tilts here tonight, and I've only seen it really be successful for at least one match here. And he looks like he wants to work another tilt here as Piccioni, and he, not quite successul there, but, he's doing a good job with, maintaining control here from the top position as we go into 18 seconds left here in the first period. And now looking for a armbar there is Piccioni. And wrist control there for sure. We got 5 seconds left here in the first period, and it's going to end here with a 2-0 lead for Piccioni. It's going to be a defer for Piccioni. And Irvin's going to work top here. A very smart decision there because Raritan knows they're in a position right now. They have to try to get any kind of win right here. So top is very crucial here for Raritan.
I mean, that cheap point you always talk about, it's huge that he doesn't let Charlie get this. I mean, we'll see. Almost being kind of dragged there is Matt Irvin, and Charlie with the escape. 3-0 lead now. I mean, this is do or die for Raritan. I mean, they still have the third period, but you really got to do good in this second period, make up for what you lost in the first.
Right, exactly. That's exactly what they need to do.
And this would also be a huge comeback from the Streaks. I feel like they haven't led all night until this point. They were down 14-3 at one point. I mean, this has been a tough night for them overall, but it's looking like they could come out on top here.
Yeah, and like I said, this is still the early point in the season, so not perfect wrestling from either team at the moment right now, but, take this as a learning experience. And now we got a stalemate here with 1:12 left to go in the second period.
Just about at the halfway point. Charlie's still leading 3-0, and the Blue Streaks crowd is getting pretty loud and ramped up here.
Because they know that this is like a must-win bout right here for them that would put the match away for Warren Hills.
58 to go here in the second. Charlie looks to be in control, but Matt's got the legs hooked here.
But Charlie doing such a great job with sprawling out of that. But he would be in a better position if he would put the shoelaces down to the mat right there. That would make everything a whole world difference there. Now we got a stalemate again, and now we're starting up again. And now we got a stalling warning there for Piccioni. And now,
I mean, that would be for all the marbles right there. Close there for Charlie, and also Matt lucky to get that right arm up. 25 seconds to go here in the second. 2 points there for Charlie. Now a 5-0 lead heading into the third with 17 seconds here to go in the second. And Charlie's done a great job of containing Matt. I mean, Matt had a 19-10 season last year, but you got to look at Charlie, 22-6 and first in districts. So this would be a huge, I mean, this was already a tough matchup regardless. But Matt got lucky there at the end. 5-0 lead for Charlie. And we will see what the third period brings. I mean, this could be the entire meet. Any points on the board for the Blue Streaks, this meet is over.
And now let's take a look here and see what they can do. Down 5-0. They know, Irvin knows that his team needs to get some sort of victory here in order to keep themselves in the match. And now Irvin working that takedown there. Good job there grabbing that ankle there is Piccioni there. He's doing a good job with that. Maintaining control. Still neutral. Still in the neutral position here. And that should be another stalemate there any second, and it is.
Great call out there, James.
Yeah, I'm not here to brag or anything, but I think I've been making a lot of really good calls.
Oh, you've been absolutely incredible. I mean, this has been a great meet to call with you so far. 1:16 left to go in this bout, and I mean, with a Blue Streaks win, this could be the beginning of the end. But it's been a pleasure to call with you so far.
Yeah, definitely. And now it's a 5-1 lead there because Piccioni stalled again, and now that's a point. So now it's 5-1 here.
.57 seconds to go here in the third period. Charlie's still in control, and Charlie still with a 4-point lead here and make it 7-1, 6 points here. And, I mean, Matt almost in a tough spot there. Would have been right on his back almost. 40 seconds to go here.
And doing such a really good job here from the top position is Piccioni here. This looks like, unless if anything crazy happens in the next 30 seconds here, a 7-1 win for Piccioni. Should be happy about this win because he wrestled pretty tough here, and he put his team in a position to win.
It's looking to be a Christmas Eve miracle here for the Blue Streaks, coming back at one point down 14-3, and it really didn't look like this would be their meet. But unless something crazy happens in these last 10 seconds, this could be the end here. 5 seconds to go, a 7-1 lead. And it's looking like the end. And the Blue Streaks will come out of here with a win today. And that was a great showing by Charlie Piccioni. Matt Irvin as well. Got to give him credit. And now is a 9-point lead for the Blue Streaks. But correct me if I'm wrong, we will see the 126 bout.
It depends. We should still see the 126 bout unless if Warren Hills decides to forfeit here. And it looks like they're going to send somebody out for Warren Hills. It should be Tyler Redfield.
For the Streaks, Tyler Redfield.
And he's going to be wrestling Ryan Menuso from Raritan versus Tyler Redfield.
Redfield last season, 12-14 on the year, 3-1 thus far this season. And for Mansudo, 5-0 on the season, undefeated. So, I mean, can't win here today for your team. But you can keep that undefeated streak intact. 29-10 last year, placed third in regions. So, I mean, we'll see what happens here. I mean, kind of a gutsy call to leave Redfield out there.
Yeah, I think it is a little bit too, but at the same time, early in the season, you know, you don't really
100%.
want it. You don't want to end the match here on a forfeit, really, like a cheap forfeit. But early in the season, get a little bit of match time and see what can really happen here.
You know, I love to see this as well. I mean, I can't see that a single student has left this building so far. That crowd looks as full as it was at the first period of the first match, and that's a beautiful testament to Warren Hills and their crowds.
And Raritan, you got to give them credit too. They've done a really good job tonight here, as far as all the other things that's been going on all night here. But as far as with Raritan, though, give them credit where credit is due.
100%.
They've really hung around tonight. They've really been in check. They really did a great job. It was like I said, it was a chess match tonight between the two teams that don't see each other every day.
55 to go here in the first. Here we go. So now after this match, we will have James be interviewing the Blue Streaks head coach. I mean, that's a fun one. I mean, he's definitely a legend here in Warren Hills. You excited for that?
Yeah, absolutely. I've met Coach Sabrisha in the past quite a few times. I've always been a friendly kind of person to talk to just about anybody. So it'll be nice to really see. Like you said, he's been a legend here at Warren Hills for a really long time. He's had a really good wrestling career here at Warren Hills, and he also had a good wrestling career here over at Ithaca College as well, where he was, I believe he was an All-American as well, if I'm not mistaken. And now the first period ends at 2-0.
After this match, I'm reading this out. Donald asked me to read it. It's just going to kind of segue you into that. Now, top of the second period, 2 minutes to go here. 32-23. I mean, Blue Streaks won this one, but this would be a huge win here for Mansudo, up 2-0 already. Tyler Redfield, I mean, this would kind of be an upset win for him and a statement win over the third-place region wrestler in Mansudo here, and it would also definitely be a huge win for the team. I mean, just for the morale to already have won and then to win a little bit extra, that's huge.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Even though you're going to lose the dual meet here, any kind of win, it's always nice.
1,000%. Now Redfield completely off the ground. Don't see that incredibly often, but now slides to his stomach. Now a 4-0 lead here for Mansudo. 1:23 to go here in the second period. And just kind of toying with him now. He really threw him out right there.
Yeah, definitely. Right there.
So, any early season favorites you could see going farther than they did last season?
I think for the Warren Hills side, because I know this team a little bit better than I do of Raritan, but I think when you take a look at the paper here and you're taking a look at, the region qualifiers from a year ago, and then you see some of the other, state wrestlers like Jared Pintuso who plays in the States, you expect some of these wrestlers to really improve from here and probably even try to make an appearance down in Atlantic City this year.
And I could easily see Jarrett doing that. I mean,
the way he dominated in that match.
That was a great match.
Yeah, definitely. And I know it's not someone that's really not up to his speed of level of wrestling, but just the way that he's looking this season, the way he's been showing for the last couple of years, we're going to see some more out of him. And I would like to see him back on the podium this year.
1,000%. Also, and this might be a little bit of a stretch, but Augie really shocked me today. He did better than I ever expected him to do. And I think that's kind of been what he's been doing all year, 3-1 now. So I don't think it'll be a state run for him, but I definitely think you'll see him in either districts or regionals.
We're definitely going to see him. I definitely will see him in districts. But as far as a regional perspective goes, yeah, I think we can also see him do some big things down at the region tournament too. A couple of teams he'll have to look out for and see what will happen in his weight, like Del Barton and Phillipsburg, that are like hammers down in that region. But you never know. He could qualify for states this year.
And also Reinhardt Got to throw him in there, too.
Yeah,
he's having a brilliant beginning to his career.
Yeah, and that's like I said with Reinhardt before. I've heard a lot about him in the past. I think we're going to see a lot more of him, not just from this year, but the next 3 years as well. I'm excited to see what this young lad can do.
I mean, Blue Streaks just got a lot of talent this year, but now for the beginning of the third period for Mansudo versus Redfield, the 126 bout here. And Mansudo currently leading 4-0 with 1:52 to go. I mean, how do you feel going back on that bus if you are Raritan, you get a big win here with Mansudo?
Well, I mean, you got to look at it. And like I said before, you're hanging around with the number 17 ranked of Warren Hills. I mean, obviously you want to get the win here as a team, but at the same time, too, you had Warren Hills on the ropes here the entire night. And they really did. So, a lot of positives to look here, but a lot of things that they can definitely clean up moving forward.
1,000%. I think this is an important loss for Raritan, honestly. I think they kind of need this slap in the face to get their season in order. I think they're going to be a really tough team to beat the rest of the year. They have a lot of guys on this team, especially in the middle of the weights between 106 and 285. Once you get more towards the middle, that's where Raritan really shines. But then, 215, that was definitely a tough outing for Steven Moser. And 285, Jalunsky did great, but I'm excited to also see how his career develops. He's got this year and next year as well, so I'm excited to see him wrestle more.
Yeah, absolutely. And, like I said, later on in the season, a lot of wrestling left. So, again, early season loss to Warren Hills, that's okay. We got a lot of wrestling left. There's definitely room for improvement for both teams because Warren Hills did look a little bit sloppy tonight. Still early season jitters a little bit for both teams. They're going to get right at the end of the year, believe me.
And this is definitely one of my favorite parts as a spectator. The na-na-na-nas from the winning team, and you see the flashlights for the Blue Streaks crowd and the na-na-na chant coming out here. I don't think a lot of Raritan fans made the drive out here.
Yeah,
honestly.
I got to be quite honest with you. Just looking from the back of us, because we are behind the Raritan fans right here, had a pretty good showing right here, but definitely not like what we saw with Warren Hills tonight.
And that will be a Mansudo win, 6-0, and that'll bring it to 29-32. Blue Streaks win this one.
I'm sorry, 32-26.
I don't think they had, whatever. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. It was an absolute pleasure to call for the Blue Streaks tonight. You can catch myself and Donald Brower tomorrow night for Phillipsburg versus Mont Olive. A huge thank you to Jack. You were incredible, man. And everyone have a great rest of your night and drive safe with the slick roads. We'll now be going over to James Clark interviewing the head coach of the Blue Streaks.
And thank you so much, Shane, for letting me commentate with you tonight, my man. It's been a pleasure. Love calling it. I hope we get to call more matches
Me as well.
later on this season. Before we head over to the interview here with Coach Sabricia here, I also want to thank some sponsors here to help us out here for today. We have Raritan Companies here over in Maplewood in Chester, New Jersey. Also, thank you to Oxford Auto and Tire here on Washington, New Jersey here on Route 31. We also like to thank Mama Maria here, and we also like to thank Williams Irish Tavern here. And also, we also would like to thank and sponsor Champion Athletes, and we also would like to thank Edge Wrestling. All right, thank you, everybody. Here, I'm here with Coach Dave Sabricia here, the head coach from Warren Hills. Had a nice victory here tonight over the Raritan Rockets here. Coach, congratulations to
Thank you.
A nice win here over Raritan. It's a team that you don't typically see every single day. What was your mindset going into this match here? Because they really had you guys on the ropes for the entire night, but you guys really came back to battle. So what was on your mindset heading into tonight?
I think going into this match, that's a team right there that won Group 2s last year. I expect them to repeat and win Group 2s again. I don't know who's doing the rankings, but they're definitely a top 20 team.
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
We were not definitely not looking past them. That's fully what we expected it to be, back and forth, the roller coaster ride. We had some matches not go our way, in terms of the toss-ups. That made it obviously a very tight match. We had some kids step up that, we had two huge freshman wins at 106 and 113. And I think that, when it comes down to it, sometimes the kids have to dig deep. And some kids who, haven't been in that atmosphere before were able to do that tonight. And, that's something awesome to see, because that's something we're going to build off of.
Yeah, absolutely. I know Warren Hills has had a lot of tradition of great wrestling here over the years, and I think you're really building the culture here back up to what Warren Hills was years ago. So that's really insightful commentary there from you, Coach Sabricia, so thank you for that. I know last year you were also coming off of a really, really nice season, a historic season from a year ago, and you guys made it down to Group 3 finals there. You lost a heartbreaker to Delsey, but you guys are coming back, and like you said, you are looking a little bit sluggish right now, but there's a lot of wrestling to look forward to in the near future. Do you guys feel like you have what it takes to repeat in the Group 3?
Absolutely. Obviously we're extremely disappointed with the way the last season, finished out, but there's only one team that ever gets to, raise that state championship, and we took second, and we're not going to put our heads down on that. This team returns a lot of those guys, but we also have a lot of guys who were a part of that program and saw it coming up through, and guys who need to kind of step up, who are going to be kind of in the light this year. We got some freshman help down low. As long as we stay healthy, I think those kids, they were eighth graders coming and watching these matches. That they saw it, they want to be a part of it. We preach a family attitude here. And it's. I'm gonna do this, but just say don't
we're good.
walk out.
All right, sorry folks, we're back live here. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but Coach, we were talking about the Group 3 loss. I know you were talking about this special team here.
So we have a lot of young guys who are going to step up. And obviously everybody's going to expects this this big rematch between Delsey and us. There's a lot of great teams out there. And they're going to have to win, and we're going to have to win in order for that matchup to happen. But I think hopefully this time, going through, obviously they have a lot of the same guys back. We have a lot of the same guys back. Down low, I think it's going to be huge for us. So if some of those guys can kind of step up and perform like they did tonight, we're going to be pretty successful.
Yeah, I really do see a lot of the success, and I really like how you're saying the success with David Reinhardt and Augie down below there. I've heard a lot about David Reinhardt like 5-6 years ago, and I just keep hearing the name. Like, him coming up into the high school level, like, watch out for this kid. Watch out for this kid. He's going to be something really special. What's your opinion on?
Well, I think everybody likes to talk about tradition here in Washington, right? And Reinhardt's obviously a last name where his dad wrestled for here. His grandfather, John wrestled here. His uncle Rob wrestled here, right? And everybody had success. And obviously now Dave is that next generation coming through. But he's an awesome kid. and people don't talk about that. They talk about the success he's had on the mat, second in the state and things like that in youth. But he's just an awesome individual. He brings a ton of energy into the room. He has a fun personality, and that's the kind of kid that, our student section as well as other kids in our team gravitate toward. And I can honestly say he's a leader as a freshman, and that's something we're going to build off of moving forward.
And I think that's really something that you really need to get your underclass going in order to build off like that some of that leadership there early on, so that way by the end of it, they'll know exactly how to run the team and what tradition they want to keep moving forward. So very insightful commentary from you tonight, and a really great interview here. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your time, Coach Sabricia. I really appreciate it. So good luck the rest of the season.
Appreciate it. Thanks. Take
yes,
care.
Of course. Thank you. And thank you guys here at Garden State HS Wrestling. Great matchup here tonight. Just want to give a couple shout-outs here. I want to thank Shane Dunn here tonight doing the play-by-play stuff here tonight. And I also want to give a huge thank you to Donald Brower. Him and I have known each other for the last 5-6 years. I interviewed him back when I was in high school for when the regions and district tournaments have, realigned, and I did a school project based off of that, and he was very cooperative and able to help me. And, to be able to keep that relationship with Donald Brower is awesome. So thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of it. And thank you to the crew as well. This is James Clark signing off for tonight, and we will see you all next time. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of tonight. Have a great night, everybody.